Hi, Dr. Barry Taylor. Thank you so much from Love Your Body, a naturopathic approach to health and healing. I wanted to speak to you about digestion. There are so many people who have bloating and gas and ileitis and colitis and Crohn's and gastritis and esophagitis and GERD and reflux. And wow, I have so many people have so many issues related to their digestive system. Well, let's break it down because I want to give you some tips about having a healthy digestive system. It is so critically important as it relates to you optimizing the function of your body. So there's ingestion, right? And boy, we could get really religious about what food intake. I don't like to use the word diets. What's the first three letters of the word diet? D-I-E. So let's talk about food plans because ingestion is important. Right? I tell people, like, don't eat the cornflakes, eat the box. There's some nutrients in the box. There's at least you get some fiber. So one problem with eating is that so many people eat foods that are preserved and processed and denatured and empty nutrients and empty calories and they eat foods that they have to eat a lot. Not only because they're eating a lot emotionally, but they're eating a lot because they're not eating nutrient-dense foods. So the first thing, rather than everybody should be vegan and everybody should be paleo or no one should do coffee and everyone should stay away from sugar, is eat foods that are more nutritionally dense. Eat as organically as you can. Eat foods that are as unprocessed, as natural as possible. Minimize to eliminate fried foods. Eat more raw, baked, broiled, grilled food. Be careful of boiling your vegetables because some of the nutrients are really heat sensitive. So in terms of the overarching understanding digestion, it's three aspects: indigestion, digestion, and assimilation. Digestion has to do with chewing your food more slowly. I remember growing up, I'd have my hand on the glass and hand on the fork. It was a race to see what got to my mouth first. And don't drink while you eat. Don't wash your food down. Drink after you eat. If you take some supplements after you eat, take it with a little bit of water. But have your fluid intake be separate from your eating times. Very, very important. There's enzymes that are released in your saliva. Chew your food way more. Doesn't mean you can't commune and have good contact and good conversation, but be careful because when you go to parties and you're standing up, and even when you're really in a, with somebody else, and oh my God, please don't eat in the car. Cars are for driving, they're not for eating. So you want to ingest your food in a way where you're chewing it so that digestion begins in your mouth. Carbohydrates begin to get digested by the saliva, the amylase in your saliva. As food comes down your esophagus, you get into your stomach and the parietal cells digest hydrochloric acid. A lot of people need hydrochloric acid. That's why they're so bloated. If you've got candida, if you've got allergies, if you're having difficulty digesting protein, hydrochloric acid is for protein digestion. And then food comes out of the stomach and the pancreas then makes pancreatic enzymes on one side, insulin on another. So the pancreatic enzymes help finish the digestive process of breaking down fats, carbs, more protein, and some clients need pancreatic enzymes. In the Love Your Body supplement line, I have hydrochloric acid and I have different kinds of pancreatic enzymes depending on what a person needs. Then as food gets broken down from paragraphs to sentences to words to letters, foods get digested. Then we have absorption and assimilation, which is in the large food tube called your large intestine. That's all a bacterial process. That's why foods like sauerkraut and miso and foods that are fermented. If you're going to have a little bit of dairy, there's goat yogurt and there's sheep yogurt, and some people can handle cow yogurt, but a lot of people will benefit by taking a really excellent probiotic, really good probiotic regularly. And you don't have to do it every day of the year, but the Love Your Body line has something called Healthy Flora, which has 50 billions of units of non-dairy, doesn't have to be refrigerated. There are other good ones out there besides the Love Your Body brand, but consider replanting some good healthy bacteria so you can absorb better. The name of the game is health or disease begins in the colon. You're either going to absorb really well or you're not. Fiber. Some people don't eat enough fiber and they eat all sorts of different food, and food gets to not get digested and eliminated. So what people move their bowels today might be what they ate 3 days ago. So transit time for a naturopath like me is really important. That some people take some fiber capsules or fiber powder, they use flaxseed meal or other kinds of foods to help digest the food and help have transit time be faster. Other thing, chiropractic is really great. Again, Dr. Peter Kevorkian and Dr. Patty Juliana at Westward Chiropractic, Dr. Stephanie Mills in Concord at Crossroads Chiropractic, Seth Levine in Brookline, and John Mark and his wife Linda are wonderful. And there are so many chiropractors around the country that are really gifted, and they make a huge difference, not just in terms of joints, but in terms of how the nervous system functions. The better the nervous system functions, the better digestion functions. And see your chiropractor. Consider making an appointment with a functional medicine doctor, somebody you trust that can really evaluate your digestive system and include getting evaluated by a really talented chiropractor. There are plenty of really gifted, talented chiropractors around. I'm Dr. Barry Taylor from Love Your Body, a naturopathic approach to health and wellness, and I look forward to contributing and seeing you again. Bye for now.